Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over the players that have been brought in the most by the top 1000 managers in FPL. So if you're excited for the video, make sure to drop a like down below, leave a comment, what is your team looking like for game week 1, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, the way I'm going to do this is just show the players and then the percentage that they've been brought in by the top 1000 players in FPL. Again, this is based on like previous seasons and stuff. It's not just last season. But anyway, in goal, we do have Pickford and Areola. So Pickford is being brought in by 16.3% of top 1000 managers, and Areola is being brought in by 28.2%. Areola is obviously there because it's 4 mil, and he also could potentially be the #1 goalkeeper. It's unlikely, but there is always that chance, but it is a 4 mil keeper. And then Pickford, I'm a little bit surprised at, because there are other options as well that I think I would have liked a little bit more. But Pickford, you know, he is known to get a few save points here and there. He can save a penalty or two. But yeah, 16.3%. I mean, as the way you look at FPL, you shouldn't be like putting a ton of funds into your goalkeeper spot anyway, because there's not really a lot of points they can get you. If they do lose the clean sheet, apart from maybe a couple of save points, that's kind of them done for that game week. Whereas any outfield player has a chance of scoring, getting an assist, and also potential like clean sheet points if you're a defender or a midfielder or something like that. And bonus points as well for keepers. You know, you're more likely to get them in outfield players as well, just because they do more things. But some goalkeepers can have really good games. But yeah, Pickford is being brought in the most by the top 1000 managers. Again, the other options, potentially Flecken, depends on the whole Brentford situation. Also, Ramsdale as well. He's a little bit more expensive, but Ramsdale is also a really good option. So those are the two goalkeepers. At the back, we have Alexander Arnold with 33.7% of the top 1000 managers bringing him in. We've got Estepinian, who's got 51.5% of managers bringing him in. Gabriel, who's got 17.1% of managers bringing him. We've got Bell with a 21.8% of managers bringing him, and we've also got Bayo with 8.3% of managers bringing him. Now, the thing that shocks me the most here is there's no Luke Shaw, which again I thought was just like a staple on a lot of people's drafts, but it doesn't look like Luke Shaw's being brought. Of course, Luke Shaw has been brought in by some of the top 1000 managers, but this is just based on like the kind of average, and the average manager in the top 1000 are not bringing in Luke Shaw, which again is just very interesting because there's no like united defense in this lineup. Of course, the new goalkeeper looks to be signed, and again, depending on his price point, he could be a good replacement for Luke Shaw, especially if he's only like 4.5 or 5 mil. It's going to save you 0.5 on the Luke Shaw, but as of right now, really interesting to not see any Luke Shaw there. Of course, we've got two 4 mil defenders here, which is why they're so highly owned. And again, Bell, I think, is going to be one of the highest owned defenders as well, just simply because he's 4 mil and he should be playing in that starting 11 as well. Again, he's not going to be someone you're going to be playing at all, really. It's just nice to have that bench player who's super, super cheap. Gabriel doesn't shock me. I think he's the best Arsenal asset to bring in at the back. Estepinian does not shock me at all with their opening fixtures and the way he played last season. Absolute gem of a player that I think should be in every single draft. And then Trent as well in his new position. I think he is going to do wonders. He is obviously 8 mil, but I think he is still going to be a really, really good option to bring in. But yeah, no Luke Shaw, which is a very obviously interesting as well. This is a 3-5-2 draft as well, by the way. That's how it would line up. But anyway, in midfield, we have Bruno Fernandes being brought in by 22.8% of the top 1000 managers. Rashford being brought in by 40.7% of managers. I definitely thought Bruno's would be higher, just simply because he is a 90-minute man. He's on penalties, but I know that Rashford's stats are a lot better. He is cheaper than Rashford by 0.5, but I think Rashford, for the extra 0.5, his stats are just so good. So I think Rashford is kind of the better United midfielder if you're going to bring someone in. But Bruno Fernandes is still a really, really good option as well. But those are the two United players. We've got Saka being brought in by 50.2% of the top 1000 managers, and Buemo as well, 26.7%. Again, he should just be a very good option to have this year because of Tony being suspended. He's got like 100% penalty record as well. I'm pretty sure he should be on penalties anyway. And then yeah, his stats are just a lot better when Tony's obviously not like Tony's obviously a good player for Brentford, a really good player for Brentford, and he does help the team out. But I think Mbeumo will get a lot more chances, and he has been better as well the last couple of seasons. So yeah, for a 6.5 mil midfielder for penalties, should be getting you to 80 to 90 minutes every game as well. I think he's a bit of a bargain for the start of this FPL season. We've also got Mitoma as well, who's been brought in by 38.6% of the top 1,000 managers. Again, really, really good option. He won't be on penalties, but you kind of need a couple of players from that Brighton squad just because of how good the fixtures are. And Mitoma is obviously really, really good last season, so a very, very good option to bring in. So those are the most brought in midfielders for Game Week 1 in the top 1,000 managers. I really, really like the midfield, to be fair. The midfield is super, super template. Of course, there are a couple of players you could change, like Bruno could be a Odegaard, he could be a Martinelli. There's a couple of other cheaper players as well that you could bring in. Bowen did get a goal and assist as well in their friendly the other day, so he could be a nice option. I think they've got Bournemouth in their first game as well. But yeah, all in all, I think that is the most kind of template midfield you're going to see in FPL for Game Week 1, because it's just so strong, and there's just so many good midfielder options this year around the same price point as well, and some cheap ones as well that are really good as well, like Mitoma and Mbeumo for 6.5 each. I think is a bit of a steal. But anyway, that's the midfield. And then up top, we do have Gabriel Jesus being brought in by 32.2% of the top 1,000 managers. We've got Archer, who's being brought in by 6.4%. Again, the striker doesn't really matter in that fourth spot. He's 4.5 mil. You could have any other striker there as well. But yeah, he's obviously just been brought in just because of the funds and stuff. And then Haaland being brought in by 85.4% of the top 1,000 managers. I generally thought this would be 100%. I'm very keen to see the teams that have not gone with Haaland. They'll obviously have Salah in their draft as well, but yeah, only 84. 85.4 is obviously very, very high, but with the top 1,000 managers who know the game, I'd expect to see that at least 98, 99%. But yeah, I mean, most of the teams have brought him in for obviously good reason. He's going to be an absolute, well, if he replicates what he did last season, then fair play. He's going to be an absolute monster. But that is the most brought in players for the top 1,000 managers. Again, don't copy this exactly. I mean, obviously you can if you want, but I think there is different players you could have in these different positions as well. You could strengthen that midfield if you really wanted to. You could get rid of Mbeumo or Mitoma and increase it up to a Odegaard or a Martinelli or someone like that, and drop Jesus down to a different player. Again, Luke Shaw as well not being in this draft. I'm not really a massive fan of that. I think that Luke Shaw should be in most teams. I just think he's so good at what he does, and obviously on set pieces as well. But to be fair, getting in Trent, Estepinian, Gabriel and Luke Shaw is very, very difficult. You would have to take a hit somewhere. Maybe, to be fair, what you could probably do is bring Luke Shaw in, drop Jesus down, and maybe play a 4-5-1, and then increase Mbeumo up to an Odegaard or a Martinelli or something like that could happen. But again, this is just the top 1,000 managers. This is what they've been brought. Of course, it's going to change. By the time the season rolls around, this is going to change. So I might make a few updates to this video as well as we get closer to the Game Week 1 deadline. But as of right now, this is what it looks like. But again, with the signings that are happening, again, Kane could be going to Bayern Munich. We've got the new United keeper. We've got other players kind of changing clubs and stuff. So yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what happens there. But that's going to be everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do consider hitting the like button down below. Let's try and hit 50 likes. It really does help out. Leave a comment. What are your thoughts on the top 1,000 manager draft? Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell. It's everything from me, though. Have a great rest of your day. And until next time, peace.